What's up? This is Rebel Radio.
What up? What up? This is DJ Newmark.
This is Peanut Butter Wolf.
It's your boy. It's okay.
Keep checking out Rebel Radio.
Rebel Radio.
This is Rebel Radio.
We're in the place right here. Rebel Radio is going down.
Would you say Rebel Radio?
Oh, wait. Let's do it again.
Rebel Radio.
What's up, y'all? Once again, it's Rebel Radio. My guest this week is the one and only Reva DeVito, coming off her first headline tour. She's got a really sexy, soulful sound. I'm loving her music and the stories that she shared with us in our interview today. She talks about what it's like being a female singer in a male-dominated industry and how she's building a very female-centric career and team around her and all that stuff. She's got a great story about how she started out doing everything herself. For those of you who read The 4-Hour Workweek, I know there's some Tim Ferriss fans out in our audience. He tells you how to go start by doing everything yourself and then slowly replace yourself in different parts of the job. And Reva's done that, and she's gonna tell us kind of how it worked for her, some of the positives and negatives, as well as how she sees keeping her business separate from the art. And she says when she's making art, she doesn't even think of it as a business. And that's sometimes hard to do when there's bills to pay and there's phone calls coming in and all that stuff. So she's got some good lessons here for us. And now let's get into the interview with Reva DeVito. I got a bunch of questions. I've been listening to your music, and it feels to me like we like the same kind of music.
Oh, good.
Which is awesome. I'm really digging the stuff that I've heard of yours online.
Thank you.
Sweetest Taboo is one of my favorite songs of all time.
Oh my gosh,
right?
right?
And you did an amazing job of that. I think it's a big task to cover Sade.
Right.
Because she's brilliant and so unique.
Right.
And I think like you did it in a way that's really great. You made it your own.
Thank you.
And, you know, it doesn't just feel like you're singing Sade. It feels like you're singing your own song. Which is cool.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's very sweet to say.
Yeah. Well, so I'm excited to learn kind of how you got into this and your journey and all that. So I always like to start at the beginning.
Okay.
So if you would take us back to your first love of music. When did you first discover that you loved music?
Oh my gosh. I mean, I can't tell you exactly like when I was like, yes, but
do you remember, is there a first record that you remember?
Yeah, it was I don't remember the like which track it was, but I remember it was Mariah Carey.
Uh-huh.
And being like, wow, like I was very, very young, you know, and I remember being like, oh, like wow, like having a reaction to the point where I was like asking my mom how we can listen to it again, you know, and she went out and got me the tape.
Uh-huh.
And then I was like, oh, I was just like, so that was at the point where I started to like super fall in love with music. And I remember, you know, this was back when it was tape, you know, boom boxes with tapes. And I used to, you know, my mom would give me like blank tapes, and then I would just like sit and listen to, because I was an only child too. So I was, you know, I needed to do stuff that like entertained me, you know, because I didn't have like brothers or sisters around. So I would sit and like hang out with the boombox and just wait for the right song to come on, you know, and hit record.
That's so
and I was
cool.
like making my little mixtapes, and I was probably like 6.
Right.
5, 6. This is when I started to, and just all music really. I loved, you know, pretty much everything except for like, you know, heavy metal. I never like enjoyed heavy metal or like, you know, your contemporary like country, but anything that was like that like sounded beautiful and had a nice melody and like, you know, I was interested in it. But definitely during those times was leaning more towards like your Whitney Houston, your Madonna, Paula Abdul, your Mariah Carey, In Vogue. Yeah, you remember?
Sure.
And and so just and then I never thought I was gonna be. I never thought I was gonna be like a musician or a singer. I just remember I used to love to sing, and I used to try to like match my voice to this, you know, and then like I believe that that's how I like develop my ears, just trying to sound like artists.
Sure.
Yeah.
And did you? I mean, obviously at 6 you didn't, but before music, what did you think you were going to do for a living?
Oh my gosh. What did I think I was going to do? I mean, I remember there was like at one point in time I thought I was going to be a paleontologist or something.
Okay.
Like I was like, yeah, I like love dinosaurs.
Sure.
Dinosaur bones.
Dinosaurs are awesome. Yeah, why not?
Science is cool.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
So, but that is
But you didn't go down that road.
no.
You didn't like
No, I
pursue
actually
that.
wasn't like great at science. I wasn't. My brain isn't geared for science. Actually, it turns out that I was more of a language arts student.
Science is deceptive because it like, yeah, you see all this cool stuff. I have a 7-year-old, and so we're always watching videos about space and
Yeah.
stuff, and like it's so amazing. And then like, but the nuts and bolts of it are painful.
Right. Oh, I
Like
love.
the,
I
the
love
math and the like.
I think it's so intriguing, and I love
Yeah.
learning about it. But like when it comes to the exactly the nuts and bolts, it's
Yeah.
like that's not my brain's not going there.
Totally. Yeah.
You know.
I remember like staring in the microscope with the little slides and stuff, and just thinking like, I hate this. Like,
Yeah.
I just don't want to do this.
Yeah, I remember being like what's the answer for that? Okay,
Exactly.
like taking a test, just
Yeah, totally.
kinda
So how'd you
looking
start
around.
singing beyond just like for fun? Like,
So yeah, just always kind of sang for fun. Tried to do choir, but just was kind of like the teacher was a bitch. I couldn't do it.
yeah,
I couldn't really hang with her. We didn't get along, so wasn't really into choir. My mom gifted me a guitar when I was like 15,
nice.
and then I just started learning chords and learning songs and kind of singing around campfires and the classic like high school like bonfire party.
Oh, cool. Was
type
there a
thing.
first gig like proper, whether you got paid or you were up on stage, your name was on the flyer?
Not
like,
until
back in the-
later.
much
Not until later on. No, this
Yeah.
was all just kind of for fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of how I started, is like finding my voice, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So so what was the first gig?
Oh my gosh, the first gig was oh my gosh, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
It's okay.
I don't know. I
mean, that's pretty cool if it just kind of evolves that way and it's not like
yeah.
today's the day.
I did a thing in college, like oh man, I don't even remember what it was, but it was like some kind of like sort of competition or like competition thing that I did with a friend who was like, I want to do this competition. I'm going to beatbox while you sing. Da 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 da. And I was like, sure, and then we won and we got like we got like a ticket to, or not ticket, but gift certificate to get launched someplace.
Cool.
So, but I mean, the first like actual gig that I can remember doing was like as a professional was we were opening up for the Foreign Exchange.
Yeah.
And that was in like, I want to say like 2011 or 2012.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that was like the first like gig that I actually remember.
So was there a moment when you realized like, okay, this is my career, like that you could do it for a living?
You know what? I really try to steer away from like, hey, this is my career. Because I'm a firm believer that like art is like, it's like this sort of sacred thing, this like butterfly that like you don't want to catch it, you just kind of want to like follow it around.
Okay.
So yeah, it's my career, but I try not to think of it like that. I try to think of it as like more as just my art, and I'm just doing it and pursuing it. And if I get money from it, then that's amazing, but I don't put any expectations on it, because I feel like the minute that you try to put expectations on something that's kind of like magical,
Sure.
it will like lock up and not let you go further.
So that, I mean, I get that. Like, I get the appeal of that
Yeah.
as a creative person, why that makes so much sense.
Right.
How does that work? Like, how do you bring that type of thinking into the business relationships, right? So you have managers, agents, labels who like don't
Oh
necessarily
my gosh,
see it
Dave.
that way.
I mean, I just started working with a manager.
Yeah.
I put out like the record on my own, pretty much. I mean, working with the label, like I was the one who like captained that ship,
Sure.
and it was extremely tough. It was like because people are like I need so many different people to like do things because I can't be the person that. I mean, I could, but it's not great. But I could, I can't be the person that makes the beats, mixes the beats,
Right.
masters the beats, makes the artwork, does the legal stuff. Like, so I'm working with so many different people, and to get everybody on the same page, signatures, this and that, it was just like, it was such a hassle, And so for me, during that process, I was just like, okay, like, take a deep breath, this just... let it like get on the phone every day, get people like moving as much as you can, and then just like put it down and like focus on art.
Yeah.
And just like make songs and do creative stuff.
So it kind of sounds like there is a business side, right?
Yeah.
All that stuff needs to be done, and you have to kind of think of it as a business that
Right.
way.
Right.
And then there's the creative side.
Right.
Is there something you do to shift gears from one to the other? Is there like a trick that...
So, definitely like working with the team now is so much, it's definitely like been such a blessing. And the reason why I didn't like do it before is because I wanted to make sure that it was like the right team, and I wanted to feel like I wasn't like chasing anybody. Like I wanted it to like happen naturally, but that's definitely helped a lot. In the time that I was like doing the business myself, there's definitely like it was definitely like hard for me to separate the business with the business Reva with the artist Reva,
Yeah.
so what I guess I would do was to turn the electronics off, and then just like go to a place that was peaceful. I like to write in my car.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, just because it's, the system is nice.
Yeah.
And I can be alone.
Yeah.
I have roommates at home, so it's nice to like get away and have like my own space. And
So when you say system, so you have a track, like
Yeah.
you write lyrics to the track.
yeah, usually I'll write lyrics to the track, unless I'm like working in the studio in that moment with the producer. But a lot of my writing is done with like records that are sent or instrumentals that are sent to me.
Yeah.
So I like to drive to in Portland. There's the Columbia River Valley, the gorge, and so I have a little place that I like to go park, and you can like sort of look down the gorge, and just it's really beautiful. And I just sit and write and
Wow.
have like a thermos with some tea in it. And,
Uh-huh.
enjoy myself.
Yeah.
Because it's fun.
I hope so.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite parts is like the writing part and the studio part. So
Yeah.
yeah, but
So, and I know you've worked with some great producers already, with Kaytranada and Com Truise and some other great folks.
yeah.
How does that, is it the same process? Like, does your approach change depending on the producer?
No, sir.
No?
No. I just I listen to what there's available, and like my process is kind of like I just hum little melodies and see if anything catches, and if there's a track that's like catches, I'm like, ooh, can I claim this one? And it's like either like a yes or a no, and then
Right.
if that's the case that I get a yes, then I'll do like some sort of like melodies with kind of scatting, and then after I feel like I found the right sort of structure melody, and then I'll like write the words, and then after the words, then I'll do like sort of the doubles and the harmony stacks and the oohs and the ahs and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But
And
Yeah.
so it sounds like, do you meet these guys beforehand
No,
or
well,
not necessarily?
No, like on the internet. I haven't,
Right.
but not like, I hadn't met Kaytranada in person before we started working together. I just had a mutual friend that knew him. It was like, oh,
Yeah.
you guys would make some cool stuff together. And then just kind of developed an internet relationship and sent some stuff back and forth. And then that's kind of how I got like involved with like Kaytranada and How Want and Where guys. And and then I just like reached out to Com Truise on like Twitter or something.
Yeah,
And then he was just like, yeah, totally.
that's
Sent
cool.
me some stuff. And
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
Well, I'm glad you brought up the social because I'm always, it's changing how artists and fans interact. And then obviously you're saying even with other musicians, right? That, years ago it would have taken a lot of work to find his number and
Right.
go through his managers.
Oh,
and
totally.
all that
Yeah,
stuff, right?
Yeah.
And now you can do that instantly and
Yeah.
you might get a response or whatever.
Yeah.
How do you think about how do you I mean you seem to have a really clear vision for how you create.
Uh-huh.
So how do you think about then interacting with fans and letting them into what you do?
Oh, I mean, I definitely try to let them know that I'm here for them, because they're there for me. And
Yeah.
I feel like that's super important, and that's, that's what keeps it alive. So I try to be, if somebody reaches out to me, I try to say, thank you, or write a response back, or like after the shows, I try to go just like hang out
Yeah,
and like give hugs and
Yeah.
kisses and, just
that's
like,
cool.
because that's where the real love is at, that's where humanity is at.
Mm-hmm.
So that's important to do, I think. And so I just try to keep that, the conversations going. And yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
Do you have any surprises on social?
Surprises on social. I have a really interesting relationship with social because I don't want to be the artist that's like, here's everything. Here's my entire life.
Right.
I believe in like showing them who I am, but I also believe that like they want a little bit of mystery.
Yeah.
I do. So I just kind of a little bit here, a little bit there, and then show up fully to my performances and go, hey, here I am. This is me.
Yeah.
Which I like to think of my shows as kind of like a mixture of a lounge act and a comedy show.
Oh, no way.
I like to do a little comedy in between.
Yeah?
So, you got to crack some jokes. Sometimes some of these crowds are tough,
Yeah.
Josh, they're
What give me
They're
what's
just-
a tough crowd?
they're just standing there, kind of just really like arms crossed, kind of
Yeah.
feels like they're looking at you through a microscope.
Sure.
So sometimes I got to just say some funny stuff, try to say some funny stuff to get them to like loosen up.
Uh-huh.
I think some cities just, there's like codes of conduct. Like, I don't know, are we allowed to dance? Are we allowed
Right.
to like really loosen up? Or are we
Is it
supposed to
you-
be like cool?
Right.
And I'm
so
not
you
gonna,
see a
I'm
difference.
not going to name any names here,
Yeah.
Josh, but
but you see a difference like city to city?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. And but I think that also it just I don't know. It's just it's strange. But I try to, and I have been able to sort of lighten moods and get people to loosen up, just kind of letting them know, hey, I'm one of you guys, I'm just
Well, it's funny you say that because I think, we talk about artists having like a mission statement or like something that they want to communicate.
Right.
But, fans sometimes have their own agendas and some people go out to party and some people go to be entertained, right? And
Right.
and to judge whether or not someone's good enough or meets their
Sure.
expectations or
Sure.
whatever, right? And you can't control why they came.
right.
Right? You can try to do your thing and hopefully it connects.
Right.
I haven't heard the comedy piece before. I think that's amazing. Like,
I mean, it's not a whole lot, but just like,
you have like go to.
And I got a couple
jokes?
maybe up my
Yeah.
sleeve. I don't know.
Okay.
Sometimes I surprise myself. You know,
Yeah.
'cause it's just stuff that comes up just off the top. But
So
I have
obviously
a
you're,
few like go-to jokes.
but obviously you're
totally.
really comfortable on stage if you can like kind of freestyle that way.
I mean, I just try to be I just try to be myself, you know.
Yeah.
And it just also depends too on like where I'm at, like in my own headspace.
Mm-hmm.
You know, sometimes you have a show on a day where you just like feel like shit,
Yeah.
and so you know, I might not be as like jokey or like
Uh-huh. Sure.
smiley, but I'm still like no matter what, try to give 100% of what I've got, you know.
Yeah.
And try to let them know that I'm like there for them,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Talk to me about high points and low points so far.
Oh gosh, oof. In life or just in the career?
It's up to you.
I mean, this whole tour has been as crazy, like one of the highest points.
Yeah.
Like a few sold out shows, like big, beautiful crowds that are just vast range of age, race, gender, just all the beautiful colors of the rainbow. Lots of smiles, lots of people singing along to my words that I just don't see that. Like, I don't, like, to me, I'm like, I don't imagine people doing that. So when it like is actually happening, I'm like, wow, crazy, you know?
Yeah.
It surprises me. So this tour has been just so great. And, you know, I'm still pretty like relatively like, you know, like an up and coming artist.
Yeah.
So, you know, originally I had wanted to go on tour with somebody who I could have like opened for, you know, just get like to get more exposure, I guess.
Sure.
But the way it worked out was it was just like, you know, I was going to New York, and then, you know, the talent buyer was like, well, why don't we get you some shows more shows out here since you're coming out already? And then that kind of turned into, well, why don't we get you some shows on the West Coast too? So that was just like, well, let's just make this a North America tour.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And like, I was like down, you know, I didn't have like my basically the outcomes have by far exceeded my expectations. You know, most of the shows were super poppin', and people were just like buying tons of merch, and like it was just crazy. I didn't expect that at all.
Yeah.
So that's definitely like been a high. Working with Kay, total high. I
Yeah.
love his music so much. He's
me
still my favorite funky dude. And I would say the lows are definitely when I was just like really trying to do the work, you know, what seemed like on my own to get the move out, because it took a long time. It took like over almost 2 years of me just like every day just trying to be like, okay, I had the record done, you know, a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
And it was just the bureaucracy is crazy.
Sure.
So I'm happy I got it done when I did. I'm definitely super appreciative of the label and the dudes at Home What and Wear for giving me the platform, and you know, it's definitely like been really well received, and you know, totally shout out thanks to my fans that have been supporting and streaming and all that too. So I would say though that would be the low, was like just it was tough, Josh. I was like, there were moments where my spirit had been like totally like, I felt like hopeless, you know?
Yeah. So can we talk about that a little bit? Like what, like, did you ever think of, like, did you ever question the mission? Like, was there a point where you felt like you were going to give up, or
I
or
definitely
you're doing something wrong or whatever?
I want to tell you no, but like there was definitely times where I was just like, fuck this. Like I want to just like slam a door, you know?
Yeah. What kind of stuff? Like, you don't have to name any names, but
no, just like, man, just asking people over and over and over again to get like, I need one signature or something, and just like months passing and being like, okay, I'm gonna wait until like I can't tell you how many times I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna wait until Monday, and then I'm gonna, just like all this like strategizing, which I think, whatever. It's normal for a manager or somebody who does that for a living, but for me, it's like,
well, you take it personally.
As an artist, I'm just like, I shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah.
This is like.
So what did that experience teach you about yourself?
It definitely I can handle anything now.
Okay.
I'm like I used to be a sensitive butterfly, and now I'm a tough cookie.
Nice.
Yeah, so that feels good. Now I'm like, I dare you to mess with me.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and I won't I got much better at like not taking no for an answer.
That's great.
So now I know, and now it's helped me to be like, I know what I want in my team.
Yeah.
I know what I want in the people that surround me. So.
I mean, that's interesting you say that, because I think those are such important lessons as you go on in your career.
Right.
To, the bigger you get, I don't know, where your vision is taking you, but like the bigger you get, the more important the team becomes.
Sure.
Because you just can't do stuff on your own, right?
Right. Yeah. You just can't.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's just too much, right?
Yeah.
And so, so having that right team, and so knowing, but a lot of people make the mistake in every business of like picking the wrong team,
Right.
the wrong team for them,
Right.
right? Who might be great in some other scenarios, or maybe you're attracted to someone because of their other clients,
Right.
but they might not be right for you.
Right.
And most people don't learn that until it's too late.
Right.
So that's brilliant.
Yeah.
As tough as that is.
Yeah.
To go through.
Yeah. I also am like working on building a like all-female team.
Oh yeah.
Just because like I want to support women in this industry, because sort of in my own crusade, on my own, like in my own, on my own ship that I was captaining through the dark and stormy sea that is the industry.
Yeah.
I realized that like we're like the women in the industry like definitely like have to stick together and like support each other, because it's tough. It really is.
So how's that played out so far? I have friends, who are women business owners, entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
And, I've heard different things in terms of like, I think men don't think of it that way as
sure.
consciously.
Yeah,
right?
no, and I don't think so either. I don't think that they're consciously going, oh, not gonna, give this person the same amount of attention, or give this person, I just think that they're not aware of like really the sort of challenges that we face as women in the industry. And especially, I can only say this because I was like, I was managing my own business for so long.
Yeah.
And I can understand the element of me being an artist at the same time, because people don't want to tell me as the artist, like, no, right? They want to be like,
of course.
Oh, like, it's
right.
Okay. Like, you're the artist. Like, we don't want to like, but at the end of the day, like I would so much rather be like, get a no, like a straight answer than like, just perpetual, like
sure.
fluffing the pillows. You know what I mean? So there is that aspect of like, okay, I was the artist, so I had been treated differently. But I do know that like I'm talking to my women friends that do like work at like from the business side in the industry, experience similar things. And I'm not, not naming any names, and like the people I've worked with have been awesome. Like no shame in the game. I'm just saying that like I think I would like to, with my business, support other women in the industry, and just because I think that it's important. That's all. Yeah. And I'm definitely like not gonna work with men. It's not like I'm not working with men anymore.
Yeah, no, I get it.
But I'm happy to work with. I work with men all the time. I work with like male producers all the time. I'm about to go work with Carmack after this.
Cool. Nice.
So, they're all, I love men. Don't get me wrong. I love you guys.
Totally get it.
I just want to support the girls too.
So where is the vision now? What are you going to do?
I just want to make just excellent music. I want to keep making excellent music and evolving as a musician and using my voice and learning to play, more instruments and working with Ableton and learning Ableton more and, playing. I'd like to license my music more. I would love to play some fun, like artsy events and travel the world.
Yeah.
That's kind of the vision.
So assuming that all works out and then you're lecturing young musicians.
Yeah.
would you recommend managing themselves at a certain point?
I would say if you can stomach it, because it's not going to be easy. You are going to get stepped on.
Mm-hmm.
But if you can stomach it and you can take the no's and shake them off and keep going, then do it. I think that if you have somebody that you trust that is smart about contracts and smart about the business, then I would say find you a manager, just because it's going to save you a lot of emotional turmoil.
Sure.
Because it's your art and it's your everything that you're dealing with. So I would say try to work with a manager, but only if there's somebody that you trust that is smart about contract law and things like that. So yeah. But if you're a tough cookie and you can take a no and shake it off and you feel like you can get there, then go for it. Like just do you. Put music out.
Yeah.
If people cling on to it, then you're going to get to that place where people will start, contacting you and wanting to connect with you.
So have you been figuring all this out on your own? I know you have a team now, but have there been mentors that have helped you along the way?
Absolutely. I definitely have, a consigliere.
Okay.
And
who's that?
I'm just going to
No, like what kind of person?
Okay, yeah. Just a really good friend of mine that works pretty high up in the music industry.
Cool.
We wouldn't never work together personally because you don't want to. Another word of advice: don't work with your best friends in the industry. Don't work with business. Don't mix business with best friends.
Yeah.
In this industry, just because it's a dicey one. But yeah, he's a best friend of mine and works pretty high up in the industry. And so I would kind of go to him and be like, hey, here's the situation. What do you suggest?
Cool.
And I have a few of those too, actually. So few people that are pretty deep in, that have my back, that we don't work together directly, but they've definitely been on my side when I needed somebody. So
yeah, I think that's so important and hard to do, but to have people that will kind of look out for you but don't have a financial interest in your success, because I see so many times people, like, everyone connected to them is eating off them.
Yes, absolutely.
And the problem is they can't make decisions, or they can't give you really clear objective advice, because they have an interest in it as well. And so even like with the best of intentions, right, it doesn't quite work.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
No doubt.
I'm glad.
Everybody's trying to get paid.
Yeah,
I get it.
Course.
Everybody's trying to get paid, but at the same time, like, let's remember the music, okay? Let's remember why we're doing this in the first place.
Yeah.
And if you claim like you're working in the music industry because you love music, then like, okay, remember your have your moral compass, and I know that there's, some shitty shit that has to happen and some competitive stuff, but like at the same time, like,
so there have
we're
been
all
times
out here just trying to make art and like live.
So when have you had to check your moral compass?
When have I had to check my moral compass? Oh man. I mean, I really do try to be like transparent and like very fair with the people that I work with in terms of when I pay people, you know?
Have you ever had to say no to something that would have been a good sort of business move?
Sure. Yeah, I guess that would be something like I've turned down shows just because like I didn't like feel like doing them.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Or I just felt like I wasn't prepared. I guess something could be that like I really wanted, in my mind I was so set on I need to have a project out. You know, like I really want to have my project out before I play shows, you know? Like I want people to have something that I can like perform. Whereas like some people were just kind of like, you know, that's whack because people still want to hear you. And, like, people still want to like, you have fans already.
Sure.
And I guess that's something that I could have acted on. And when I didn't, I was just so attached to this idea. I don't know why it was so important to me, but it was like, I just want to release something, you know? Yeah. Yeah, but in terms of like working with people and paying people, like I've always been about just like splitting my money because we're both like, with my like band, like we're all doing the same thing. Why should I take more money than you? Yeah. You know, split it 3 ways. Yeah. I don't know. Cool. Yeah. Like I like to make sure that like my people are like very well taken care of. But that's something that, you know, my family, that's like, those are values that I learned as, you know, through my family. Like take care of your people. Yeah. You know? Yeah. Show up for the people that are showing up for you. Yeah. So.
What about any surprises that, like, what things you learned about yourself that you didn't, that you wouldn't have expected before you started this journey?
Things that I learned about myself. Oh man. I guess probably what I told you before, that like I used to be kind of like so sensitive to like what, you know, people thought or like this and that, and I just want to make sure everybody, like, you know, I'm doing the right thing. And now I'm like, I'm just gonna do me. I mean, not just gonna do me, but I'm gonna do me and, you know, treat people with love and respect. And, you know, and if somebody has a problem with it, they can talk to me about it. Yeah. And I'm gonna be like, and I guess I have become much more firm in those regards. If somebody has a problem, wants to talk about it, like I will definitely like be that person. Nice. Yeah, I'm good at like standing up for myself now, which is good. Nice.
Well, I know you got to get to a session, but I have a little speed round that we like to do. Okay. So.
Speed round.
So if you can go back.
Okay.
To sort of the beginning of your career, we say 18, but whenever that was, and give yourself one piece of advice.
Yeah, just don't let the man get you down, girl. Just keep going for it.
Okay.
Stay strong.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have a strong mind, Reva. Strong mind, young grasshopper.
Nice. What's a talent that you've always wished you had more of?
Playing instruments.
Yeah.
Instrumentation.
Which one in particular?
The keys.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Are you working on that?
I wish I could tell you yes, Josh, but
well, you're
guitar
a busy woman,
too.
I'm sure.
I mean, I do play the guitar a little bit, but I would love to be able to shred on the guitar as well.
What about something outside of music?
Let's see.
Paleontology, obviously.
Science. Oh man, I have this question. I've like answered this question over and over in my head, but let's just go ahead and say, like, I don't know.
Well, think of it this way: if you could choose a career outside of music and you knew that you wouldn't fail,
okay,
what would you do?
I don't know. Like, maybe I would like fly helicopters
Okay.
through the canyons or something.
Yeah. That I would.
Laura Croft.
If I knew I wasn't going to
Maybe-
crash and kill myself, that would be awesome.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know. I think I would probably actually realistically, I think I would probably like write and direct films.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, which
Nice.
I want to.
Yeah.
I have been like sort of as a hobby, sort of writing short film screenplays. But
Oh, that's amazing.
yeah, I really love. I've always loved television and film, and I think they're wonderful stories to get lost in, and
Yeah.
it's a beautiful art. So I would say that I would probably go that direction,
Cool.
and then maybe fly the helicopter on the side,
Absolutely.
Laura Croft style.
You have a camera mounted on the bottom. You can
Just
film.
one like braid with a pilot suit.
I can picture it.
So yeah, combat boots and
So if
get on board.
if I were on your team, what's something I would hear you say over and over?
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah, you can you can ask B Bravo, my DJ.
Uh-huh.
It's like if somebody's happy, I'm like, oh, good,
Nice.
good. Or Libby's, which you can't see
Yeah.
right now, but it's the old.
We got cameras.
It's the old round 'em up. It's time to go.
Wrap it up.
Yeah, we're heading out.
Nice.
Get it together. Because there is like a
You ever?
producer in me that's hey, let's be on time, let's get going. Like we have this much time, wrap it up, let's go.
You ever see the Chappelle show, the Wrap It Up box?
I don't know if I have.
The best.
Oh, I've got to watch.
You got to
that.
watch that.
Yeah.
It was
He's
like a
my
fake
favorite.
commercial for this. You got to watch it.
Okay,
I'll send it to you. It's amazing.
please do.
What's your favorite city you've ever traveled to?
Oh, geez. Oh, boy.
Come on.
Oh, man. I really loved Montreal.
Oh, yeah?
I did. I thought that the vibe
Nice.
was so amazing. The people are amazing.
I've heard. I haven't
Extremely style. The style was so
Yeah.
on point.
been. Damn French.
I really, really love Guanajuato, Mexico. I lived there for a year when I
Oh,
was
cool.
19. It's my second home. So viva Mexico.
Nice.
Yeah, Guanajuato. What else? Amsterdam's really cool.
It's one of my favorites.
But I want to travel more. I need to travel more,
Yeah.
to be honest with you, Josh, because I'm just kind of
We all need to
it's mostly
travel
like
more.
it's mostly like Mexico, Canada. I'm mostly like a North America, been around the North Americas, so I want to go exploring more.
Still, it's pretty good. There's a lot.
Yeah.
North America is a big place,
Right.
even still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, I have to say I do love Moab.
Oh, yeah?
I had a gorgeous time in Moab.
Oh, cool.
Santa Fe is really cool too. Have you been out to Santa Fe?
Not yet.
Yeah. George R.R. Martin
Uh-huh.
gave like this art collective millions of dollars to do this like art installation build out venue called Meow Wolf in
Oh,
this like
wow.
old bowling alley, and it's like a labyrinth of like crazy art installations with a venue in the middle of it.
That sounds incredible.
And I've never seen. I mean, it's like some Burning Man shit that's
Yeah.
like in the city.
That's so cool.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
But it's not like hip. It's not like that hippie. You
Uh-huh.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like Burning Man hippie. It's
Right.
like crazy, weird stuff.
Yeah.
And the system is amazing in there. So
Cool.
I'm gonna say Santa Fe for Meow Wolf.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Is there a book that's had the greatest impact on you?
Yes, absolutely. Just Kids by Patti Smith.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that's the best book
Yeah.
I've ever read, and
What's something you took from that?
oh my goodness, so many things, but just like art, just for the sake of art, just for doing it because you have to, it's part of you, and just living through that, frame of mine.
Mm.
Through that, what's the term?
Paradigm.
Yeah. Lens.
Ish.
Thank you.
Lens.
Lens. Thank you.
Better.
Brain
What
not
movie do
working
you think
so
you've
good.
seen the most in your life?
Man. Don't judge me. Good Will Hunting.
Oh, that's way better than mine.
Oh, okay.
That's awesome.
I would say Good Will Hunting.
That movie won an Oscar.
I love that movie. I tend to I tend to love movies about like either brother relationships or like father-son relationships, and I think it's because I am not a man, or I'm not either one. So it's like it's wonderful to see those relationships on screen.
Interesting.
And that relationship that Robin Williams had with Matt Damon was just so.
Yeah.
It was so good, wasn't it?
It's great.
Robin Williams in that movie is so good.
Yeah.
I could start crying. But
that was brilliant.
rest in peace, Robin. I love you.
That was a great movie.
And then when I was a little kid, I used to watch over and over again Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
I love that movie.
Yeah, I loved that movie. I haven't seen it since forever ago, but
Yeah.
that was my jam when I was just a baby
holds
girl.
Up okay. I mean, yeah.
What's that?
It holds up okay.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen it. Yeah, in a long time.
No, it's great.
So
I saw Animal House the other day on a plane,
yeah,
and it reminded me that like there was a summer when I watched it like 30 times,
yeah,
just over and over.
yeah.
It wasn't that good. I mean,
When you're kids,
it's great. It was, but it was so much better at like 12
right?
because there's all kind of shit I wasn't supposed to be seeing.
Yeah.
That, like now it was all right.
You know what's funny is like I realize now that I see a lot just because it's on TV, and like each time I get really into it.
Yeah.
Don't judge me on this one. The Matrix.
Okay.
It was just on in the hotel room like in San Jose, and I was just like got really into it.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, this kung fu or whatever their martial art they're doing is amazing.
Yeah.
Is it kung fu? Do you know?
I think it's some movie stuff. But yeah, I mean, it's some type of martial art. No, I mean, The Matrix.
I was like,
it's
go
not bad.
Neo, go Neo, go. Yeah. So, Matrix. What's up?
Okay, last one. Favorite DJ?
Favorite DJ? Shoot.
Favorite live show you've ever seen?
Oh, DJ, because it's like hard because there's like either a DJ or like a producer.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about live, like performance.
I mean, I love classics.
Classics is dope.
DJ, like Gas Lamp Killer.
Okay.
DJ 100 Proof, Seattle.
Oh, I don't know him.
My boy Barasoni from Portland.
Okay.
What else? I mean, Kay throws a great party. Kaytranada.
Yeah, I haven't seen him play live.
Who else? Oh gosh. Jamie XX was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I was so blown away. Yeah.
Those are awesome.
I'm gonna leave it with that right now. I mean, there's so many more.
Good selection.
Thank you.
This is a great interview. I'm sorry I was late, so we didn't have more time, but you rocked it.
No worries. Thank you so much for
Yeah.
having me, Josh.
Amazing.
Rebel Radio. Shout out.
Thank you for being here. How does everybody find you online?
So just Reva DeVito across all platforms at
Okay.
Reva DeVito.
Nice.
Twitter.
And where are we on the tour? What's coming up?
I have one more show left.
Okay.
Josh. In Vancouver, BC.
Oh, nice.
March 2nd at Alexander Gastown. And after that, I'm kind of laying low for a while. And then I'm going to play a festival called What the Festival in Oregon.
Yeah.
And then just kind of doing a little strategizing from there.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, we'll be watching. Make sure you come back whenever you're in LA.
Yeah,
We'd love to
absolutely.
hear
Yeah.
how it's going.
Me and B Bravo, actually my DJ,
Yeah.
/ producer, he's the one who did the like version of Sweetest Taboo. We actually have a project coming out together.
Oh, cool.
A different entity called Umi.
Nice.
So that project is done, and we're gonna probably put a single out really soon. So,
Oh, killer.
just keep your eyes.
Yeah, we'll be watching for that.
Okay.
Awesome. All right, that was Reva DeVito. Make sure you check out her music. Make sure you look for her on tour. She's got a great career ahead of her, I'm sure. And make sure you leave us a comment on Twitter at Rebel Radio Net. You can also get us on Facebook. Check out the YouTube channel. And most importantly, come back next week for more Rebel Radio.